Imagine walking into a room full of people arguing. Voices are loud. Everyone is trying to prove a point. Everyone wants to win. Someone is defending themselves. Someone is attacking someone else. And everyone seems desperate to be heard. But then you notice something strange. In the corner of the room, there is one person who is completely calm. They are not arguing. They are not raising their voice. They are not trying to dominate the conversation. Yet somehow, everyone notices them. And strangely, they are the one person people secretly respect the most. Why? Because real mental strength rarely makes noise. The strongest people in the world are often the quietest in the room. Not because they have nothing to say, but because they have mastered something most people never learn: control. Psychologists often describe mental strength as the ability to regulate emotions, stay focused under pressure, and make rational decisions even in stressful situations. In other words, mental strength is not about never feeling emotions. It's about not letting those emotions control your behavior. And over time, mentally strong people develop silent habits that shape how they think, react, and move through life. Habits that most people don't even notice. The first silent habit is emotional control. Most people react instantly when something goes wrong. Someone criticizes them, something unfair happens, or a stressful situation appears. And immediately emotions take over. Anger, frustration, defensiveness. But mentally strong people do something different. They pause. This pause may only last a few seconds, but it changes everything. Because in that moment, they separate the event from the reaction. Psychologists call this emotional regulation. It's the ability of the brain's prefrontal cortex to slow down the emotional impulses coming from the amygdala. In simple terms, it means choosing your response instead of being controlled by your feelings. The second silent habit is comfort with solitude. Many people are afraid of being alone. Silence feels uncomfortable, so they constantly fill their time with distractions: social media, entertainment, or endless conversations. But mentally strong individuals often seek moments of solitude. Not because they dislike people, but because solitude allows clarity. When the noise of the world disappears, the mind becomes sharper. You start noticing your patterns, your mistakes, your goals. And that self-awareness becomes one of the most powerful advantages a person can have. The third habit is emotional discipline. Mentally strong people understand that temporary emotions can lead to permanent mistakes. When someone is angry, they may say things they regret. When someone is overly excited, they may make impulsive decisions. But mentally strong people slow down. They wait before reacting. They allow emotions to settle, because they know that the strongest decisions are rarely made in emotional moments. The fourth silent habit is avoiding comparison. In today's world, comparison has become almost automatic. Social media constantly shows us people who appear more successful, more attractive, or more accomplished. And without realizing it, many people begin measuring their lives against strangers. But mentally strong individuals see through this illusion. They understand that social media mostly shows highlights, not the struggles behind them. Instead of comparing themselves to others, they focus on one simple question: am I better than I was yesterday? If the answer is yes, then progress is happening. The fifth habit is ignoring unnecessary negativity. Criticism exists everywhere. Opinions exist everywhere. And if you try to respond to every negative voice, you will quickly become exhausted. Mentally strong people filter what they listen to. Constructive feedback is valuable, but meaningless criticism is simply noise, and they refuse to give their attention to noise. The sixth habit is patience. Modern culture often promotes the idea that success should happen quickly. But real growth rarely works that way. Skills take time to develop. Confidence takes time to build. And meaningful success often takes years of consistent effort. Mentally strong people understand this. So while others rush and become frustrated when results are slow, they continue working quietly, day after day, because they trust the process. And the final silent habit may be the most powerful one of all: responsibility. Mentally strong people take responsibility for their lives. They don't blame the economy. They don't blame their past. And they don't blame other people for everything that goes wrong. Instead, they focus on what they can control: their actions, their effort, their decisions. Because ultimately, your life is shaped far more by your choices than by your circumstances. Mental strength is not something people are born with. It is built slowly, through small decisions, through difficult moments, through learning how to respond instead of react. And over time, these silent habits create something powerful: a calm mind, a focused life, and a level of confidence that doesn't need to be loud to be noticed. Because real strength doesn't demand attention. It simply shows through the way you live.